Did I achieve all my art goals this year? Let's review. Hello there guys, so yes, you heard me right in the little intro. We are going to be reviewing my art goals that I set on the 31st of December of last year. I thought I would do this just before I set new art goals. In that video I put them into major and minor goals, but I'm just going to talk about all of them. So before I reflect about my art goals of the past year, I'm just going to explain a little bit about this artwork that I'm doing in the background. So I actually live streamed this artwork here on the YouTube channel. My normal live streams are over on Twitch now, but I will sometimes stream on YouTube when I have something to stream. With Twitch live streams, it's a little less limiting of what I can stream. But this artwork is actually a complementary piece of artwork to one of the pieces I did during Inktober. The Inktober piece that it's connected to is day 26. The theme would be dark, and this is actually kind of the same scene but from a different perspective, which I really like playing around with. The character of this piece is actually Loki's mom, River, and in the Inktober piece it was Loki's dad, Jonathan, so it was just before they met. I thought it was a really cool concept to carry forward into another perspective, while also keeping the same colour palette and tone. So my first major goal was about starting commissions. Now, I still not have started them. However though, I did actually start a comic. I guess that's not really a conventional way of announcing the fact that I have a comic. But yeah, I now have a comic that is a part of my character universe. It's called Interconnected and it can be found on Webtoon. I will leave a link to it down below in the description, or you can just search Snowy Marriner or Interconnected on the Webtoon app and you should be able to find it. Starting commissions this year was definitely very much hindered by the fact my mental health took a dive. Trying to achieve anything like that for other people when you just don't feel good with yourself is not really a productive combination. So that's really why I didn't start commissions. However though, it is in my realm of possibility for next year. I keep saying this every year. At some point, it will be a reality that I will do commissions. Just, it didn't happen this year. My mental health being the main reason. So the second major goal was to do a convention, and this goal was actually achieved. It was 100% achieved, and I'm so happy to say that on September 14th, as planned, I did the Artist Alley of MCon Worcester, which is in my university town. I did it with Hetty's Arts and Black Summer Colouring. It was such a good experience and I learned quite a lot from it. I know when I got home, I instantly looked up other conventions that I could possibly do. So hopefully in the future I can be doing more conventions and maybe one day Birmingham MCM. My mental health and confidence have to improve first before that can become a possibility. And I actually filmed the experience, and if you want to go watch the experience of my very first convention, I will leave a link to it in the iCard and down below in the description if you want to go see that. It's so much fun. Even though it's a long video, I really enjoy it. It's something for me to look back on. And it's also interesting seeing the experience of a first time convention. The third major goal was to set up an online store. Now, I've actually put steps in place to start an online store, so I've kind of succeeded, but kind of not. I haven't officially released anything, and because my confidence and mental health has affected everything across the board this year, it's just not been the right time or place for me to do that. But I am currently in the process of receiving support to actually help me with the business side, because I'm very much aware of how to do things. It's just I need a push in the right direction and I need kind of like a helping hand. So I'm currently in talks with some people who can help me with that. So the steps are in place to improve. So hopefully by next year I can set up an online store. If people are still interested, I don't even know if people are still interested in my work. But at least I started the ball rolling this year. And I think that is the main thing to take away from this. The fourth major goal was to start a Patreon. Now, I did actually do this, however, it's not fully set up yet. So at the moment, it's only got one tier on it, and it's the tier where you can just donate what you want, so $1 or more. It doesn't really mean, oh, it's a fully fledged Patreon, but it's a start. I have actually connected my Patreon to my Webtoon account, which you can do. So that might give you guys a couple of clues as to what I want to do with my Patreon. I'm not 100% sure. I still have to work out all the little kinks and details, but it gives you an idea since it is linked to my Webtoon now. What's funny is I only have one patron, and so does Jenna, and we are each other's patrons. So every month we're just like handing each other money and then handing it back. So the last major goal was to work on my portfolio. In the original video, I talked about doing both traditional and digital pieces, but digital got pushed to the wayside and I went ham on the traditional stuff. This is also kind of connected to the comic as well and my thought process behind it, because originally I was thinking of doing it digitally so I could move all the assets around, it would be easier. It's just that doing the comic digitally was definitely not playing to my strengths. So of course I decided to do it traditionally with a digital element of like editing it all together in the end. But yes, some of the pieces I have done this year, especially traditionally, have been put in my portfolio. Yes, some of the ones that I've done digitally, just like mock-ups and like character sheets, I have put in my portfolio as well, just to show off some of the different things that I can do. But I haven't really been digital painting this year, and I'd really, really like to do more digital painting next year. So the minor or mini goals that I set, they aren't really that in depth, so I'm just going to go over them. Two of them are kind of interlinked, and they are about composition and proportion. So it was about improving my art skills overall. So with composition and proportion, personally, I think that it has dramatically improved. If you look at my Inktober, I don't know whether you can tell, but I can personally tell a huge difference. It's insane. In Inktober, I actually focus more so on colour, but I also wanted the colour to be incorporated into composition as well. So obviously I did have a minor aspect of composition in my Inktober process, but it's insane. The improvement, I just still can't believe that some of those pieces came from my hands. I really do suffer with severe self-doubt, especially when it comes to my artwork, because I never feel like I'm good enough. I know that some people might call this imposter syndrome. I don't know if I have it, it's just that it feels that way. As you can imagine, this really does take a huge effect on my confidence. I think for 2020, that's definitely something that I need to get on top of and sort out at least a little bit, because it's hindering my life. One of the last few goals was to go out and draw more. Now, did I purposely go out to draw? No, but I did stop out longer when I had appointments or things to go to, and I would stop out longer just to purposely sit around and draw. So I think that counts. And this year, I've definitely made an effort to not make videos feel forced or make myself feel forced to produce videos. I've definitely taken more of a break and definitely felt more inspired to create content, which I think is a really good thing to carry forward into 2020 and further on down the line. I really want to enjoy making my content and just making artwork in general. I'm not sure if anyone can tell, but I personally can tell that I have been taking longer on my pieces of artwork, taking more pride in my work, and I think that that is definitely the way to go forward. So that's pretty much the end of this video. I want to reiterate the fact that I don't really live stream here on YouTube anymore, and that is definitely a step that I took because of my mental health. My mental health this year has definitely been a roadblock to a lot of my goals that I set in place, but I still managed to achieve at least some of them, as well as starting to put plans down for next year as well. And for those who don't have a Twitch, I do still occasionally want to live stream on the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, if you like this video, you can like and subscribe if you haven't already, with those post notifications on, for notifications for every time I upload or occasionally live stream. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!